Okay, so this lesson is going to be finding exact values for sine, cos, tan, and we're going to be using regular degree angles here. So we want to find like the sine of 30, the tan of 45, cos of 30. Please know that you can use your calculator here. So like if I do, for example, cos of 30, okay, I'll get this decimal, right? So I have the cosine for the 30 angle, but that's not considered exact, right? We want to write it as like an expression or a fraction, not some crazy thing like this. And I think actually if we try to turn that into a frac, I don't know if it's going to work. It looks like it doesn't work. So we're going to find a better way to find exact angles. Um, you can use your calculator to check on this lesson, but we want to be able to find them using a different method. Okay, so the way we're actually going to use them is with 45, 45, 90 triangles and 30, 60, 90 triangles. So I'm going to kind of skip that, but basically we're going to do a 45, 45, 90 triangle with hypotenuse 1, and you'll see why we want to do that later. But what we'll get for these sides, if we actually do a little math here, um, if we basically say these sides are x, right? Then we could say like x squared plus x squared has to equal 1 squared because of the Pythagorean theorem. So we get 2x squared equals 1. And then divide by 2. So we get 1/2. Then we take the square root. So each side would be like the square root of 1/2 x, which actually cleans up to root 2 over 2. Like if you clean it up from some stuff you use in geometry, you get square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so basically if the hypotenuse is 1, then these sides are going to be square root of 2 over 2. So you're going to want to draw this 45, 45, 90 triangle in your notes because we're going to use it a lot, where hypotenuse is 1 and then the legs are both square root of 2 over 2. They're the same amount. Okay, and so why this is useful is now if I want to find the tangent, remember tangent is TOA, so tangent stands for opposite over adjacent. So what do you think the tangent of 45 would be based on this 45, 45, 90 triangle? Okay, and hopefully you would see the tan for 45. If we take that 45 angle, then the opposite side is root 2 over 2, and then the adjacent is root 2 over 2 also. And so the tangent of 45 is just 1, right? This is the same thing on the numerator and denominator, so it's 1. Okay, so we can use this special triangle. And that basically says if it's a 45-degree angle, the opposite to adjacent ratio is just 1. They're the same thing, so it's just a ratio of 1. And again, we can verify that on our calculator if we just type tan 45, right? And we should get 1. Right, and if you're not getting 1 here, check your mode, right? Because remember we've talked now you can measure angles in radians or degrees, so make sure your calculator is set to degree mode. Then you'll get the answers that you're seeing in this video. Okay, so where are we going with this next? So let's try to do this then for the sine of 45. Okay, so we're going to use our same 45, 45, 90 triangle. See if you can find the sine of 45. Okay, so sine back from SOHCAHTOA world is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of 45 is opposite. So here's our opposite, here's our hypotenuse. So it would be root 2 over 2 divided by 1. And when you divide anything by 1, that really doesn't do anything, so you just get square root of 2 over 2. So the sine for 45 is root 2 over 2. Okay, and if we want to verify that, if I take sine 45, I get some crazy decimal, but if we try square root of 2 divided by 2, which is what we think the answer is, we get that same decimal. Okay, so basically this is the decimal answer for sine 45, but our goal today is find exact. So the exact measure of sine 45 is root 2 over 2, right? And that's really what we're doing today is to find the exact values instead of the crazy decimals. Okay, so the same thing is going to work when we have 30 and 60-degree angles. All we got to do is remember our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So the trick there is the leg is half the hypotenuse. So we're going to fix hypotenuse of 1. That makes this leg 1/2. across from the 30-degree angle. And then across from the 60, we have square root of 3 divided by 2. Okay, and again, we're going to use this triangle a bunch, so copy it down on your notes. Okay, and so now we can find, now that we have this triangle, right, this 30, 60, 90 triangle, we can find the exact values of cosine, sine, and tangent of 60 or 30. This one asks you for the 60-degree angle. So pause the video and try some of these. Okay, so cosine, again, is adjacent and hypotenuse. So from the 60-degree angle's perspective, this side's adjacent and hypotenuse is 1. So we do the adjacent 1/2 over the hypotenuse 1, we just get 1/2 because the divide 1 doesn't do anything. And that's really why you put the hypotenuse at 1, is it like makes these fractions clean up really easy. Similarly, for sine of 60, here sine is again opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite from 60 is square root of 3 over 2, and we divide by the hypotenuse of 1, and that just gives us root 3 over 2. Okay, so sine of 60 is just square root of 3 over 2. And again, if you want to check them, you can just do sine 60 and then compare that to square root of 3 divided by 2, and we should get the same thing. Okay, so sine of 60 is square root of 3 over 2. Tan, my picture's a little bit messy now, but it's tan. We're going to have to do a little more work. But we have tan, again, is opposite over adjacent. So for tan of 60, we're going to do opposite square root of 3 over 2 divided by adjacent 1/2. And then to clean this up, I'm going to turn this big fraction bar into division. So we have square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. And that's going to be same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we're going to do square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. Okay. And then from there, we can just cancel out these 2's, and we're going to end up with square root of 3 over 1, or just square root of 3. So the exact value for tan of 60 is the square root of 3. Okay, so kind of part 2, where we're going to start to continue to use these triangles, is pretty weird. So forever in life, I've thought of sine, cos, and tan are related to acute angles in right triangles. And basically, sine is the opposite to hypotenuse. So you can see as our angle gets bigger, the ratio between op and hypotenuse also gets bigger. Okay, and you can kind of see that visually, right? Like an 85-degree angle, opposite and hypotenuse are getting really close to each other, and that's what this sine ratio is telling you. Okay, but it's kind of weird. It's like, what happens if it goes beyond 90, right? So basically, I always thought of them in terms of the acute angles in right triangles. So they always had to be less than 90, right? Like if this angle got more than 90, you wouldn't have a right triangle anymore. So to find sine, cos, tan beyond 90, right? That's what we're going to do here, is beyond 90. We're going to extend it using angles in the standard coordinate plane. And this will kind of make sense as we do some examples. Okay, so we're going to have to remember this, where the initial side is always the positive x-axis, and you go up for a positive angle, down for a negative. And then, then we're going to go from there and use our information to figure out the exact values for angles beyond 90. Okay, so we want to find the sine and cosine of 150 degrees. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my standard form angle. So I'm going to start off here, and then I'm going to go 90, and then I'm going to go 60 more to get to 150. Okay, so my angle is going to look something like that, right? That's 150 degrees positive. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I need a right triangle. So what I'm going to do is take this point where it hits this circle. By the way, this thing's called the unit circle because the radius is 1. I should have specified that that's why we fixed in our triangles the hypotenuse to be 1, because we're going to end up drawing these right triangles. And if this circle has radius 1, then the hypotenuse will always be 1. Okay, and so then what we know is we're going to draw the right triangle and always draw it back to the x-axis here. And so what we'll have is, in this case, we'll have a 30, 60, 90, right? Because this angle right there is 60, means this one's 30, and then this one must be 60. So now if the hypotenuse is 1, I can just use my triangle picture from before, where that leg's 1/2 and this leg is square root of 3/2. Okay, so basically I'm going to draw a right triangle, again going back to the x-axis. And now I can do my sine and cosine. The only difference is this is still a coordinate plane. So this leg we're going to write as negative square root of 3/2 because we went left on the x-axis. The 1/2 is going to be positive because we went up on the y-axis, right? Remember the coordinate plane. So we kind of went left. So that's why this we're going to write, even though it doesn't make sense to be a negative length, we're going to write a negative number there. Okay, and so now we're going to use this angle here, and we're going to do, for that angle, we're going to do its sine ratio. So its sine ratio would be, let's see, op and hypotenuse. So it's going to be op of 1/2 over hypotenuse of 1. So here's op, there's hypotenuse. And then again, because our hypotenuse is 1, that's kind of nice, it just comes out as 1/2. Similarly, the cos of 150, okay, is going to be, again, from this angle's perspective, we're going to do adjacent and hypotenuse. So it's going to be negative square root of 3/2 over 1. So the cosine for 150 should be negative square root of 3/2. Okay, and again, because Mr. Westphal gets a little freaked out about this, because I feel like I do him wrong. So I'm going to try my calculator here. So I'm going to do sine of 150 and see if I actually get 1/2 like we did in our example. Okay, and now I'm going to try cosine of 150. And that would be the negative square root of 3/2, which is what we see right there. So far, it seems to be going okay. Okay, and this will hopefully become more apparent as we do some more examples. All right, so if you want to try it on your own, you can. Otherwise, you can watch the first part of it with me and then see if you can get it from there. Okay, so there's our positive, or there's our initial side. Okay, and then I want to draw a negative 120 angle, so I've got to go down. There's 90 and go 30 more. Okay, and then to figure out the sine cos tan, I need to make a right triangle, and so we're always going to draw back to the x-axis. Okay, so I'm going to actually try to draw nice lines here, make them nice and colorful for you. All right, so we're going to draw it back, and now I'm going to get a right triangle right there. Okay, and because again this is a unit circle, this side is going to be 1, and we're going to use our 30, 60, 90 picture. So that's 1. This is 1/2, and this is square root of 3/2. And then again, because I went left, I'm going to go negative here, and I'm going to go negative there because I went down. So now I have 1, and then those two sides in my right triangle. Okay, so we're going to use this as our reference angle, the one that's connected to the center of the circle right here. Okay, and so I'm going to say when I do my sine of negative 120, I'm going to use this angle as reference. So I'm going to do opposite for sine over hypotenuse. So opposite is negative square root of 3/2 over 1. And again, eventually you can kind of drop the over 1 part. And that's going to be our sine answer. And then we're going to do cos of negative 120. And I'm going to do the same thing. So, well, not the same thing. I'm going to do adjacent this time. So adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's negative 1/2 over 1, which is just negative 1/2. Okay, so to figure out angles beyond 90, right, we've got to use our unit circle and then draw in either the 30, 60, 90 triangle or the 45, 45, 90, and then watch out because sometimes your legs will be negative. Like if you go down, it's a negative. If you go left, it's negative. So that's all I got. I'll probably make a video with a couple more examples if you want to see a few more to get the hang of it. Thanks for watching.